Okay, guys, I had to get out on the road. We didn't hardly make that one. There is this stop sign, and we have to take a really hard right turn. And then there's ditches on both sides. And that one scared the bejeebus out of me. Thank goodness we have the walkie-talkies. What did you think, Zach?
Oh, it was close. Linda, how many inches do you think we had between us and that stop sign on the turn of the Toad?
I don't know, maybe 2 inches.
It was close.
These high school kids are like whipping around on the back end of it as if that was okay.
Yep.
It was crazy. But we made it home. So we are setting up everything to take out on our first camping trip with the new rig and setting up the Toad. And yesterday with the purchase and signing the agreements and driving back from Rockwall, Texas, we're now ready to go. We packed up the new rig and have food in it. So we're testing out the lights on the Toad and the Prevost before we take off for our final check. So just keep safety in mind and take your time when you're setting up before you take off. And
okay, right blinker.
First run wasn't successful. It didn't engage the Toad. So we are now our second attempt, and Zach thinks he's figured out what he did wrong. So here we try again. So we are heading out for our first camping trip, and we're going to be taking it for a test run on Lake Texoma. It's about a 35-minute drive from here, and we're all packed up, food in the car, in the RV, and got the bikes along with us too. So we're really looking forward to it. It's a nice day, good weather, and we'll be there shortly. Well, we've made it to the lake, and so far so good. Of course, we had a crazy driver who pulled out in front of us. So we are coming into East Burns Run. There's a West Burns Run in Oklahoma in Cartwright, and there's an East Burns Run, and tonight we are going to be checking out the East Burns Run. But it's a really pretty spot, lots of trees. So now we're getting through the gate, and we're going to be heading down toward our campsite, and they have recently redone this. So what we liked about it is, especially for our first run, is there's not a whole lot of trees. So Zach, you have any thoughts on that?
Well, it's a wide open, it's concrete pads, it's easy in and easy out.
Hey, maybe we should do the dump right here. Well, the block tank ended dumpings very successfully, and more in there than what we were expecting, and for it being our first run. And now we are dumping the gray tank, and we have used the washer and dryer, the washer and the dishwasher and shower. So we are making progress. Everything's clicking along great.
All right, so we had a little mistake. Not a big deal, but most of the state parks that we go to, it's check out at 11, check in at 1. So we are at a Corps of Engineer Park. We can only get one for one day, and then we had to go over to another park for two or three nights. It's just how it had to work, but they're both right next to each other. It's called Burns West and Burns East. And so, we were running a little late. So, we got out and went and dumped because they have 50 amp and they have water, but no dump station. So we got out of there, and we thought, okay, we got a little time to kill, but maybe our spot will be open. So we drove over to the next place that we were going, and while we're there, we pull in, and it was only about a mile or two in between the two places, and so we didn't hook up the Toad, and Linda came on and checked in ahead of me, and she said, hey, we're checking in, and the lady goes, well, this is a Corps property. Corps properties, the checkout time is 4 o'clock in the afternoon. So we were totally unaware of that.
Somehow we didn't put that together. I don't know how we missed that. We
No.
were thinking state parks, and we just didn't process that part.
So the lady at the booth, check-in booth, was just so gracious and nice. She said, listen, go up here, anything 19, 20, or 21, you can park there. There's electricity hookup, go ahead and hook up, and you can wait there until something's available.
Isn't that nice?
Yeah, it was
We're here
great.
in the trees. It's like a forest over here.
So we got this beautiful spot that we're in. I'll show this to you. I'm going to turn the camera around, and look at this. It's all in the trees. You know, it's so shady, and it's nice and cool. There's a cool breeze going on, and you can just see a lot of nice things.
But over my shoulder, that is the beach and the water. So that's where our real site is over there on lakefront, which I really cannot wait to go because I want to get my feet in the sand. And I could go do that right now, but I'm really enjoying this because it has been so hot in Texas. And wow, this is unbelievable temperature, and we're in the trees. So what a relief. Oh, and we just ate tacos at a little stand, and they had a fruit stand too. Can you believe it? I love fruit stands.
Yeah, so I like it when you go to an authentic fruit stand, because the guy there, he'll see you walking up, and the first thing he does is grab some watermelon, and he cuts you off a piece of peach, and cuts you off a piece of tomato.
It was so good. It was
really
so
good.
sweet.
So we got us a watermelon. First thing we did was brought back, popped it in the fridge. It's getting cool. There's gonna be a football game on tonight. My plan is to be outside, hopefully all set up at our other site, in the chair, TV on, and a big old cold piece of watermelon in my hand.
But we're also like these racing shows, and somehow we got hooked up watching them, and so now we're very intrigued. We know who the guys are now because we've watched so many of them, and so that's a fun thing to do while we're outside also.
F1 racing, so that's really cool. But you can see the park. So again, these 3 spots, they keep open for people like us that do that. You know, people are out taking walks, and it's just a really great setup. It's nice and cool, and yeah, we're very, very happy to be here right now. Okay, this is the watermelon from a real fruit stand, not the ones who get it out of the boxes from the grocery store and call it a fruit stand. This was raised in Canton, Texas, and out in the sandy soil, and this makes some good watermelon.
Yummy. It is so sweet.
Yeah, it's really, really good. Here's my bowl, ready to go. You know, another thing I really like about the core sites out here on Lake Texoma is both places we've been, both Burns East and Burns West, have had very nice setups at their campgrounds. In fact, each of them have had a very nice grill to cook with wood or charcoal. There's typically been some type of prep station here. Of course, if you got going old school and going your lantern's there. A very nice table that's set up in a large concrete pad. So it works out real well. And we've not done a lot of core properties, but I'm 62 plus now. So once you get 62, you can get the America Beautiful Pass. And if you haven't watched our video yet on camping more affordably, go back and see that, and we talk about the America Beautiful Pass. This particular site that you're looking at, that we're right now, and the one we're going to go to both, they're $26 a night. But if you have the America Beautiful Pass, it's $13. I pay one time, and that covers me for the rest of my life because I'm a senior for the pass, and I'm done. And so now any core property that I go to, along with other associated national properties, I get half price. So gotta love that. Something, you know, that's a good thing about getting older. People give you discounts, and I'll take those discounts. We're gonna walk over here to the side, and I want to show you the hookups and what a nice job they've done on them here for core property. Starting off with our sewer, all concreted in, nice lid on it. It's right there. you know, a good pole. It's in great shape. I put on my surge protector ahead of time and checked it for polarity and power, and all is good there. And then right here on this same concrete pad, there's your water hookup as well. So, you know, everything is just, it's mowed nicely out here. You've got big lots. You're not just on top of each other. Relatively easy in and out. Of course, every slot is a little different, and in great shade trees. So we're just real happy to be here. And if you're ever in North Texas, up around Lake Texoma, it's a great place to come. Come check it out. Okay, we're at the taco stand on the side of the road. This is called the Fat Ass Tacos, and they are 3 beef tacos. It looks great. Linda got the salad.
Yummy chicken grilled salad with, I mean, so many veggies in it. It really is good.
Yeah. Now, you can tell, I mean, we're literally right on the side of the road. As you can see, a car and motorcycle come by, but off in the distance back there, that is actually the dam. We're looking straight down the dam road, going across Lake Texoma here. So, kind of a neat place. There's a fruit stand over here. We just got some fruit.
We got some fresh tomatoes. We got to taste them. The watermelon was to die for. And they had cantaloupe. We resisted the cantaloupe, but we had to get the peaches. So they were like vine ripened peaches, vine ripened tomatoes, and I always love stopping at fruit stands. And in the past, Zach would never want to stop. But he's gotten used to that now. We're going to stop at fruit stands now.
Yes, I have. Hey, good morning, guys. So, had our first night in the motorhome, first night of ourselves owning it, so that's exciting. And you know, this camper or RV has been sitting around for a bit, so I'm going to go out and dump the fresh water tank today and fill it up with fresh water. I know it was at the brokerage probably for at least 3-4 months, and no tellings how long it had been for the previous owner prior to that, before they had dumped all the water. So here on the passenger side, there is a dump valve, and so what I came out here and did a little while ago was I pulled this valve up. I turned off my water pump, which this is the water pump right here. Turn the water pump, open up this valve. As you can see, we've dumped the water. There wasn't that much in it to begin with, you know, so not wasting water. So we'll turn this guy off now, and now we've got that water dumped. So back here at the water pedestal, I've got my hose filled up, and we put a carbon filter on the unit here, and this just to help with a little bit with taste, and gets some sediment out. But then I have a 2-micron filter actually on the coach itself to do that. So now the water's all set up. We're trying a 0G hose, by the way. I see a lot of people really like those. I don't have any experience with it, and so we'll give that a try. And I'll show you down here in the bay. Here is our water hookup. There's a little feed hose right here that goes right out to the 0G. So it's turned off right now. We'll turn that on in a minute, and then we'll put the unit on autofill. It's what they call it, and it fills the tank. So on this coach, city water has no bearing on the water in the coach from a pressure standpoint. Everything goes into the freshwater tank and then is pumped out by that large marine grade pump that I showed you a while ago. So we'll come over here. This will now add water in, and you can see it going through the filter there, right here. And so now up here, we'll come in and fill. Here we go, autofill right there. And so now we're accessing water through the filter into the coach, and we'll begin to fill the fresh water tanks. And then whenever I have enough water in there and I need water in the coach, we'll come back here and turn on the water pump, which that's also accessible inside the coach as well. So we're getting out with the old and in with the new. So here we go. We've got a little water, like I said, going into the coach now. So we'll go inside and get a feel if how quickly those tanks fill up with water, because I really have no idea. I've not done this before, but we'll see what's going on. So water's going in. It shows 9% right now, but also while ago when the tanks are empty, it was also showing 9%. So I'm not going to put a lot of stock in that. I think I just need to make a mental note. Anytime we get around 9%, we're basically out of water, because that's where it is. A lot of these gauges and measurements on water tanks, on black tanks, on gray tanks, it's very hit or miss. Sometimes they work, sometimes they don't. Their accuracy is always questionable, you know, so it's just kind of learning your coach. You'll get it figured out. All right, so water fill is still going. You can see the water moving through the filter here, and it's going to be interesting to see how long it takes. Now on the 0G hose, it's called a non-kink hose. You got to realize it's soft and flexible, so it can kink pretty easily. I noticed earlier that this piece right here was sitting at a turn like that, and so undid that, and hopefully that'll speed up our fill rate that's going on. Go check. Hey, there's our old RV dog Winston. Hey boy. He doesn't look all that happy this morning. You know, he's not all that used to being on a leash, and that's the right thing to do while we have him out here at the parks. So that's what we're up to so far. Let's go in and see if we're off of that 9%. It's been a few minutes now, not a lot, but a little bit, and we'll see what's happening. And as you can see there, we're 20% now, so it's coming up.
Well, we camp for moments like this, and it is golden hour, beautiful sunset coming up. We have one of the prettiest campsites. Amazing how many beautiful core properties there are, and we're sitting here on the shores of Lake Texoma and just outside of Cartwright. But just sitting here and watching the sunset, wow, life is really good.
This is a great way to end the day. Beautiful sunset across the lake. Just a nice, cool evening. Just watched a football game. There's my lovely wife. What do you think, hon?
Oh, wow, it's just so beautiful.
Yeah, it's really pretty out here.
It's one of the prettiest core properties I've ever been at, and then to have right here, camping on the water.
Yep.
That much water.
So,
what a sunset.
It's a great sight. And with the lifetime senior pass, $13 a night for this. I mean, you know, guys, that's hard to beat. It really is, but it is just a beautiful night. Reminds you why you like fall so much. So enjoy this beautiful sunset. Meeting some neighbors and a lot of people, very friendly.
That's one thing when you meet RVers, what y'all talk about is what their favorite spots are. And one man here was telling us about some spots in Tennessee, and I believe it was called Cumberland Mountain State Park.
Yeah.
We haven't been there, but
and so if you know something about Cumberland State Park, drop it in the comments. We'd love to know if that's a good place to go visit.
Yeah, he said he really loved it. And then this other man that we were talking to really loves Estes Park area. So that's what you do, is we go out and meet and greet all of our neighbors and hear about their travel adventures too.
Exactly. So yeah, we think we're going to be heading to the Smoky Mountains, probably actually going along the coastline, Louisiana, Mississippi, Alabama, and the edge of Florida, kind of at that while it's still a little bit warm, and then kind of curving up into the Smoky Mountains, going up to the edge of North Carolina, and then down into the Pigeon Forge, Gatlinburg area. So we would love your advice on where to go and where to stay. So, and if there's any great attractions, well, that'd be great too.
And we'll share our journeys
Yep.
with y'all. Stay tuned to hear all about it.
All right, the sunset, it is just setting. It is going down and it will be disappearing before you know it. But it's a beautiful one out here today.
Well, we're driving down the road and this is absolutely crazy. All of a sudden, the mirror detached and was just hanging there. So we pulled over on a safe spot and Zach is examining what to do and see if he could just here on the side of the road get it back into the thing so that he can be able to go on down the road. So we're trying to check this out. So interesting things happen on your initial trip, that's for sure. But we weren't even touching it. I guess it was just the jiggle of the road eventually jarred it off. So Zach, what just happened?
So the top convex mirror here on the driver's side, I hear this little poof, and it pops off, and it's hanging there by the wires. There's some wires behind it that heat the mirror, and they were holding it on, and somehow it just came off. There's some plastic fittings that kind of lock in place, and I don't know how, but somehow they worked their way loose.
Just got jiggled enough.
Yeah. And so it seemed to pop back on securely. I think it's there. We'll find out.